Hi, my name is Rowana. I am a student at the University of Pennsylvania, and over the past year, I have looked into the role of community in collaborative learning in first year writing seminars. In particular, I have examined how community affects the kind of knowledge that the writing seminar students gain from the collaborative activities. This project stems from Ken Bruffy's theories about how collaborative learning can be used to allow students to gain ownership of knowledge. At the beginning of Bruffy's career, he insisted that the social dimension of collaborative learning was secondary to its impact on knowledge. He said that the point of collaborative learning was not to build relationships between students, but to allow them to gain that knowledge in a more effective format. But over time, he started to suggest that the social dimension of collaborative learning ended up contributing to the effectiveness of collaborative learning as a teaching tool. And so that is what I built my thesis on. I was curious about the role of community in collaborative learning. There isn't very much research about that. And in particular, there's very little research about how collaborative learning can help first-generation low-income students. However, there is some more robust research within the sociology of education field that suggests that structured academic and social environments can help first-gen low-income students with the transition to college. And so putting together that research with the research on collaborative learning in writing seminars, I was wondering if collaborative learning in writing seminars could be that kind of structured academic and social environment that would allow first-gen low-income students to thrive in college. So in order to look into the role of community in collaborative learning, I interviewed students in first-year writing seminars at Penn. I also interviewed the professors of each writing seminar as a validity check. As it happened, I was very, very lucky in that each writing seminar had a different level of community, as described by both the students I interviewed and their professors. I interviewed students from 5 different writing seminars, one with a low level of community, one with a medium low level, one with a medium level, one with a medium high level, and one with a high level. I then coded the data with NVivo and looked into the connections between the community level, the collaboration level, what students told me about the kinds of knowledge that they took away from their writing seminars, etc. And so what I found was that higher levels of community as well as higher levels of collaboration were both associated with higher levels of writing confidence coming out of the class, as well as higher order writing skills that the students identified that they had learned via collaborative learning. And so what that looked like more specifically was that students in the lower collaboration classes, the lower community classes, tended to say that what they got out of the collaborative learning was clarification on assignments mostly, whereas in the higher community classes, students said that what they got out of the collaborative exercises was feedback from each other, help brainstorming. They felt like they understood genre better because of the conversations that they were having, things like that. There was a slightly tighter connection between community level and confidence than between collaboration and confidence, which I found interesting, and likely because what seemed to me was that collaboration was most effective when there were high levels of community, potentially because when there are high levels of community, the students are the ones initiating the collaboration themselves, rather than the professor stepping in to facilitate the collaboration. And so that leads me to speculate that it may be more effective for professors to create communities rather than to directly facilitate collaboration, because if there is a strong community, then the students will be the ones who are being proactive about creating collaborative environments, which seems that it is better able to help students to gain ownership of their knowledge. Figly students didn't seem to benefit more or less from collaboration than their non-Figly peers. However, students from high schools with low levels of communication, whether those students were Figly or not, seemed to have a harder time integrating themselves into class communities, and they seemed to learn a little bit less than their peers from high schools with higher level of communication. However, when professors directly reached out to or supported students from lower communication high schools, this is when students these students felt most comfortable in the class and felt like they were learning the most. Um, so it seems like the tactics that build community are effective within this group of students as well, but that they need more support than their peers in order to reach that same level of community and experience the benefits from it.